Keep your eyes on the woman in lane 5. That is Florence Griffith from the United States. She's wearing a full body suit. She's the fastest woman in the world ever.
Today we are talking about the iconic Flo Jo, the fastest woman in the world, period. Tiffany Haddish is rumored to play her in an upcoming biopic, which I can't wait to see. But of course we got to talk about her style. I couldn't wait to get into her style, doing bio first. So we're going to talk about her style first before we even go into her whole biography, okay? Because I am obsessed. So beyond her running prowess, Joyner was known for her bold fashion choices. She appeared at the World Championships in 1987 in Rome wearing a hooded speed skating bodysuit. And in April 1988, she started wearing a running suit with the right leg of the suit extending to the ankle and the left leg of the suit cut off, a style she called the one-legger. The running suits also had bold colors such as lime green or purple with white bikini bottoms and embellished lightning bolts. Her nails also garnered attention for their length and designs. Her nails were 4 inches long with tiger stripes at the 1988 Olympics trial before switching to fuchsia. For the Olympic Games themselves, she had 6-inch nails painted red, white, blue, and gold. Although many sprinters avoided accessories which might slow them down, Flo Jo kept her hair long and wore jewelry while competing. She designed many of her outfits herself and preferred looks which were not conventional. Flo Jo had a dramatic increase in her speed in such a short amount of time that many suspected she was on steroids for years. Although it has been proven to be false, we will get into Flo Jo's diet and training routine later in this video. Flo Jo was born Florence Dolores Griffith on December 21st, 1959 in Los Angeles, California. Florence Griffith Joyner was the 7th of 11 children. Joyner and her siblings were raised primarily by their mother in the impoverished Watts neighborhood of Los Angeles. She began competitive sprinting at the early age of 7 and practiced by chasing jackrabbits in the California desert while visiting her father. When Griffith was in elementary school, she joined the Sugar Ray Robinson organization, running in track meets on weekends. She won the Jesse Owens National Youth Games 2 years in a row at the age of 14 and 15. Griffith ran track at Jordan High School in Los Angeles, and showing an early interest in fashion, as we can see, Griffith persuaded the members of the track team to wear tights with their uniform. After breaking her high school sprint record, Joyner gave up racing at age 19 in order to help support her family. Sprinting coach Bob Kersee found Joyner working as a bank teller in 1979 and convinced her to train with him at the University of California, Los Angeles. Joyner won the silver medal in the 100-meter dash at the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles, although her flamboyant style attracted more attention than her speed. After the 1984 Olympics game, she spent less time running. Flo Jo continued to run part-time, winning the 100-meter IAAF Grand Prix final with the time of 11 seconds. She did not compete at the 1985 U.S. National Championship that same year. She returned to working at a bank and styled hair and nails in her spare time. So she married Al Joyner, the Olympic triple jump champion of 1984 and 1987. She returned to athletics in April 1987. 4 months later, 1987 World Championship in Rome. Flo Jo finished second in the 200-meter sprint. Her success during the 1987 season resulted in being ranked second in Track and Field News 1987 World Rankings. So the 200-meter remained a stronger event for her than the 100-meter, where she was ranked 7th in the United States. Before the 1988 U.S. Olympic trials, Flo Jo continued to work with her coach and now brother-in-law Kersee 2 days a week, but with her new husband coaching her 3 days a week. She ran the 100 meters in 10.96 seconds at the 1987 Cologne Grand Prix track and field meet. She continued to improve again, setting a personal best of 10.89 in the 100 meter in San Diego on June 25th. 1988. but still remained shy of then American record holder Evelyn Ashford's 3 best times. A week before the trial, she ran a tune-up race in 10.99 seconds in Santa Monica. In the first race of the quarterfinals of the U.S. Olympics trials, she stunned her colleagues when she sprinted 100 meters in 10.49 seconds. That's a lot of seconds in track and field, okay? That's a pretty big deal, shaving off those seconds. It literally, comment below if you have ever ran track, it literally, you know, every second counts. So it set a new world record by a margin of 0.27 seconds over the previous record held by Evelyn Ashford. Over the 2-day trials, Flo Jo recorded the 3 fastest times for a woman at 100 meters, 10.49 seconds in the quarterfinal, 10.70 in the semifinal, and 10.61 in the final. At the same Olympics trials, she also set an American record at the 200-meter distance with a time of 21.77 seconds. The 100-meter record was by far the largest improvement in the world record time since the advent of electronic timing and still stands. Following the Olympics trials in late July 1987, Flo Jo left Coach Kersee, saying she wanted a coach able to provide more personal attention. Another contributing factor was her unhappiness with the lack of sponsorship and endorsement opportunities. In addition to being her coach, Kersee was Joyner's manager, as he required all the athletes he coached to use his management services too. So Flo Jo's decision to sign with personal manager Gordon Baskin therefore necessitated the coaching change. She left UCLA for UC Irvine, with her husband serving as now her full-time coach. The 1988 Olympics, Flo Jo left the games having won 4 Olympic medals, 3 gold and 1 silver. At the time, her medal haul was the second most for female track and field athlete in history, behind only Fanny Blankers-Cohen, who won 4 gold medals in 1948. In February 1989, Flo Jo announced her retirement from racing. She cited her new business opportunities outside of sprinting. The month after announcing her retirement, she was selected as the winner of the James E. Sullivan Award of 1988 as the top amateur athlete in the United States. Flo Jo's success at the 1988 Olympics led to new opportunities. In the weeks following the Olympics, she earned millions of dollars from endorsement deals, primarily in Japan. She also signed a deal with toy maker LJN Toys for a Barbie-like doll in her likeness. Among the things she did away from the track was to design the basketball uniforms for the Indiana Pacers NBA team in 1989. She served as co-chair of President's Council on Physical Fitness. She made a guest appearance as herself on season 4 episode of 227 and appeared in the soap opera Santa Barbara in 1992 as Terry Holloway, who was a photographer. In 1996, Flo Jo appeared on Charlie Rose and announced her comeback to competitive athletics, concentrating on the 400-meter run. She trained steadily leading up to the U.S. Olympics trials in June. However, tendonitis in her right leg ended her hopes of becoming a triple world record holder. So let's talk about her scandal and steroids and really try to tell me how you guys feel about this. So after her record-shattering performance at the 1988 U.S. Olympic trials, she became an object of suspicion when she arrived at the 1988 Olympic Games in Seoul. Athletes including Joaquim Cruz and Ben Johnson expressed disbelief over Flo Jo's dramatic improvement over a short period of time before the 1988 track and field season. Her best time in the 100-meter sprint was 10.96 seconds. And in 1988, she improved that by 0.47 seconds. That's a lot. Her best before 1988 at the 200 meters was 21.96. In 1988, she improved that by 0.62%. That's a lot. Another time that has not been approached. Flo Jo attributed the change in her physique to new health programs. Joyner, her husband, replaced Bob Kersee as her coach, and he changed her training program to include more lower body strength training exercises such as squats and lunges. In a 1989 story for which he was paid for, Daryl Robinson, remember he was paid $25,000 for this interview, so he had to make it salacious in my opinion, was a former teammate of Flo Jo, claimed that he sold her 10 milliliters of growth hormones for $2,000 in 1988. He said, Flo Jo told him, if you want to make $1 million, you've got to invest some thousands. Robinson claimed to have received steroids from coach Bob Kersee and said he saw Carl Lewis inject himself with drugs he believed to be testosterone. So Robinson never provided any evidence for his allegations. He had no receipts, and he was shunned by the athletics community, leading to the premature end of his career. And after the 1988 Olympics, Flo Jo retired from competitive track and field just before the introduction of mandatory random drug testing in 1989. She was repeatedly tested during competition and passed every test. After her death in 1998, Prince Alexander, chairman of International Olympic Committee's Medical Commission, claimed that Flo Jo was singled out for extra rigorous drug testing during the 1988 Olympics Games following rumors of steroid use. Demerode told the New York Times that Manfred Donike, who was at that time considered to be the foremost expert on drugs in sports, failed to discover any banned substances during that testing. The World Anti-Doping Agency was created in the 1990s, removing control of drug testing from the IOC and Demerode. Demerode later stated, "We performed all possible and imaginable analysis on her. We never found anything. There should not be the slightest suspicion." So when the World Anti-Doping Agency was created in the 1990s, those people that said they tested her, like, the power was kind of taken from them, and that probably explains allegedly why she retired in 1989. So as far as her death, on September 21st, 1998, Flo Jo died in her sleep at home in the Canyon Crest neighborhood of Mission Viejo, California, at the age of 38. The unexpected death was investigated by the Orange County Sheriff Coroner's Office, which announced on September 22nd that the cause of death was suffocation during a severe epileptic seizure. Flo Jo was found to have had a cavernous hemangioma, a congenital vascular brain abnormality that made her subject to seizures. According to a family attorney, she had suffered a clonic seizure in 1990 and had been treated for seizures in 1993 and 1994. And according to the Sheriff Coroner's Office, the only substance in her system when she died were small amounts of two common over-the-counter drugs, paracetamol and the antihistamine Benadryl. But guys, here's a shady part of her death, unfortunately. Immediately upon her death, however, some sports writers and steroid experts began suggesting that the demise of an apparently healthy 38-year-old former athlete could be due to the strain that chronic steroid use imposes on the body, especially the heart. The inside story of the coroner's investigation into Flo Jo's death is not likely to settle the argument for either side. Let's talk about the HGH, the steroid, okay? So HGH is a growth hormone steroid. Just how many Olympic medal athletes juiced up on HGH have won over the past 30 years? We will never really know. It was added to the International Olympic Committee's banned list in 1989, but until now, with no valid scientific test to detect its use, HGH, which stimulates the growth of muscles and bones, is believed to be one of the most abused performance-enhancing drugs in sports. It is not for nothing that it is known by athletes as the drug of champions. So Robert Kerr, an American doctor specializing in sports injuries, claimed in a book he wrote in 1982 to have prescribed steroids and HGH to more than 40,000 athletes. Ben Johnson admitted using the substance during the build-up to the 1988 Seoul Olympics, where he set a world record for the 100 meters only to test positive for an anabolic steroid. It is the substance that left a shadow over the death of Flo Jo at only 38. They said Flo Jo died of apparent heart seizure in her sleep. Flo Jo had transformed her body in her mid-20s and was later accused of using HGH. Her postmortem showed signs of excessive growth of organs. So when they did her autopsy, it showed that her organs were larger than normal, including her heart, which contributed to her death and may have been a direct result of, the hormone. HGH can cause acromegalia. I don't know how to pronounce that, but acromegalia in adults. This is a condition where many of the body organs enlarge and the bones of the skull, face, hands, and feet become like thicker, you know. In addition, HGH has been associated with mental disorders, decreased sexual desire, and early death. Flo Jo explained her rapid improvement on everything from her new diet of water, vitamins, fish, and chicken to doing up to 5,000 sit-ups a day. Her husband has always denied it was the results of, HGH or any steroids. While Flo Jo's supporters claim that the autopsy cleared her of long-standing but never proven allegations that she used performance-enhancing drugs, the autopsy records show only that she didn't die from the use of such drugs. The coroner's office was never able to test Joyner's body for drugs, steroids, or growth hormones after her death. The coroner's spokesman denied that the autopsy proved that Flo Jo had never used such, substances or banned substances. It was our job to determine the cause of death, and that's what we did, said Sheriff Coroner spokesman Lieutenant Hector Rivera. Chief Deputy Coroner Jacques Berndt requested that Flo Jo's body specifically be tested for steroids, but was informed that there was not enough urine in her bladder and that the test could not accurately be performed on other biological samples. I don't know why they wanted to know so bad. The question of whether Flo Jo used performance-enhancing substances could never be answered definitely during her lifetime, and not even in her death. Rumors dogged her, especially after she made vast improvements to her performance in between 1984 Los Angeles Olympics and the 1988 Seoul Games. But I want you guys to comment below what you think. Do you think it was a result of that, or did she just really work hard and improve that fast? Especially if you're a track star yourself. Like, tell me, if you run the 100-meter dash before, how vastly did you improve over the years by seconds? How quick did that happen for you? And how likely do you think it would be possible to outdo yourself eventually by 64 seconds? But on a brighter note, as far as her legacy, U.S. Track and Field inducted her into the Hall of Fame in 1995, and in 2000, the 102nd Street School in Los Angeles was renamed Florence Griffith Joyner Elementary School. Griffith Joyner had attended the school as a child. The city of Mission Viejo dedicated a park at the entrance to her neighborhood in her honor. Griffith Joyner was also an artist and painter. Her work has been on display as part the Art of the Olympians. In Time Magazine's 2020 list of the most influential women of the past century, she was named Women of the Year for 1988. And she is still known as a fashion icon, especially in the Black community. Unapologetically herself, she showed you that you can be yourself. You can still be feminine and, be in sports, be in athletics, be strong. And she had a picture while she was alive of not just a wholesome woman, but that of a successful, determined, and vigilant woman, that had it all essentially. She had the husband, she had the kids, she had the career. She literally did it all. And she will always be an icon despite whether she uses or not. I know how this debate has gone on for years and probably will continue to go on for years, especially in the athletics community, especially if you aspire to be an Olympian in the track and field. It will always be a discussion. But I want you guys to comment below, what are your thoughts unbiasedly? Do you think that it was just a norm for people to just be on steroids, especially when testing could not, pick up on certain steroids like HGH, which many athletes knew, and she just happened to train harder while doing this, which led her to success and athleticism? This is all we have for this video. Comment below any more iconic women that you know in sports that we have not covered yet that you would like to have covered here. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. If you're liking the music you're listening to in my background, please click the link in my description to hear the full background. I love you guys. Until next time.